This is the number one reason why 97% people fail in fat loss and in life. What is the one most important element that you must have in place to realize your fat loss or muscle building goals? This element is 100% mandatory for not only fat loss purpose but also for succeeding in life. With this, success is guaranteed, but without this, there is bound to be failure. Like I said, this is the reason why 97% people fail in their fat loss goals and also in their life goals. So what is this one element that is so crucial? The answer is goal setting. Yes, for any purpose in life, whether related to self-help, career-based needs or fitness-related goals, one must have clearly defined goals in mind about what exactly is it that they want to achieve before they can actually achieve it. The reason why goal setting is so important is that unless you have a specific goal in mind, you can't direct your mind, body and soul towards achieving it. Without a clearly defined goal in mind, any effort made by you is like a blind man trying to hit a target by shooting from a gun. How can you hit a target which you just can't see? However, if you can clearly see the target, you can direct all your focus and your attention towards hitting it, and the same will maximize your chances of doing so. Similarly, goal setting is mandatory for the purpose of fat loss and for life goals as well. In this video, we'll discuss the top 10 most essential steps towards goal setting and the correct approach towards adopting such steps so that you can guarantee your success in your fat loss journey. I'd advise you to write this list of pointers down with a pen and a paper before proceeding further, for this list is going to be the number one most essential element which will decide your success or your failure in your fat loss journey. Like I said, you can use this list just as essentially for achieving your life goals as you use it for achieving your fat loss goals. Okay, so let's start. Number 1. Set specific goals. Your goals should be absolutely specific and not vague at all. For example, thinking that I just want to get a little more fit or that I want to get leaner is too general in nature as compared to wanting to lose 10 kilograms in 3 months, which is specific and precise. This is important because goals which are specific are much more likely to be achieved, for they are measurable and are backed by a push of the subconscious mind which guarantees that your actions are aligned with your specific goals 24/7. By comparison, unspecific or vague goals are like a ship that is trying to reach an unknown destination and hence is endlessly sailing the seas. Therefore, make sure you have a specific goal in mind. Losing a fixed number of kilograms in certain time, shedding fat until you properly fit into a certain jeans, or achieving a fixed targeted weight, it could be anything. Number 2. Set measurable goals. By measurable goals, I mean goals where the progress towards the final goal can be tracked on a regular basis. To achieve a goal where one can't measure the progress made towards one's final outcome is a little unrealistic and impractical, if not impossible. By comparison, if you're able to regularly track the progress made towards a goal, one can be sure that they are reaching closer to the goal with each passing day. This goes a long way in keeping one motivated towards achieving the final outcome towards their goal. In regard to fat loss, a good rule of thumb is to measure one's body weight once a week and make sure that there is constant reduction in weight on a weekly basis. At any point of time, if one's weight loss pauses, it means that it's time to modify the diet and work out now. Number 3. Set big and long-term goals. Nothing great was achieved by being realistic. To keep oneself motivated and to bring about a habit of permanent discipline, one must set long-term goals which warrant not a temporary but a permanent change in one's habits and lifestyle. For instance, targeting a weight loss of 1 kilogram for fitting in a suit for one particular event will warrant only a short-lived routine as compared to targeting a weight loss of 10 kilograms that is much more likely to bring about a permanent change in one's bad eating habits, as it will continue for a long time period. In 9 out of 10 cases, where goals are small and short-lived, one will return to earlier position shortly after achieving the goal, for short-lived goals barely change permanent bad habits. Number 4. Set realistic goals. Setting unrealistic goals, such as hoping for and trying to lose 10 kilos in 1 month, is a bad idea for not one but many reasons. Firstly, it's insanely tough and makes way for disappointment, thereby killing one's motivation very quickly. And secondly, and more importantly, it can lead to serious health threats and risks such as low blood pressure, fainting, muscle loss, bad quality of skin and hair, bad immunity and other such things. Such is the case as human body is programmed to lose only a certain amount of fat in a fixed time if done properly, beyond which if it is pushed, one runs a severe risk of muscle loss by entering catabolic stage. Number 5. Set long-term goals and short-term goals. One can do so by breaking the long-term goal into several short-term goals. such as, let's say a person wants to lose 10 kilograms in the long term to get his ideal body. This target can be achieved easily if the person starts aiming at a weight loss of 2 kilograms every month, thereby causing him to positively stay motivated towards losing 10 kilos by the end of 5 or 6 months. Number 6. Avoid setting conflicting goals. A person might set more than one goal at a time, such as losing weight and also getting six-pack abs simultaneously. However, while doing this, one ought to be careful that the goal should ideally not be conflicting, for it can lead to major drawbacks. One example of this is wanting to lose fat and gain muscle simultaneously. Although possible, it's incredibly tough to do so. This is majorly because losing fat mandatorily needs a caloric deficit, whereby gaining muscle asks for caloric surplus. Scientifically, one can still gain muscle while maintaining a caloric deficit, but the increment in muscle mass this way is too small as compared to gaining muscle while staying in caloric surplus. Consequently, doing so would require an insanely tough volume of discipline, the scope of breaking which is minimal to nil. As a result of the same, even the slightest deviation from the path towards achieving the goal can lead to major screw-ups, thereby demotivating a person. Therefore, it's most ideal to take one step at a time and to avoid setting conflicting goals. Number 7. Come up with strong and emotionally compelling reasons to achieve your goals. When one's actions are driven by strong emotion and desire, the effort becomes more pleasurable than painful. In context of fat loss, if a person has emotionally compelling reasons to lose fat, he is much more likely to stay disciplined with his diet and cardio as compared to a person who's randomly taking a shot at fat loss without an emotionally compelling reason to do so. Emotionally compelling reasons can vary from one thing to many, such as challenging oneself or wanting to conquer the haunting memories of a recent illness. Number 8. Write down your goals. Let's say one day you get bored of your Honda City and now you want to get a new car. You later decide to go and buy yourself a Corolla. You go to the showroom and get yourself a Corolla, and now you're very excited to drive it and show it to your family and your friends. While returning from the showroom in your Corolla, you start to realize that these cars are everywhere on the road. It's not that these cars were not there earlier, but it's just that since now you're focused on a Corolla, you're seeing it everywhere. Same way, the human mind sees what it's mostly focused at. By applying this logic to your fat loss goals, you can achieve tremendous feats. You can write your goals down on a piece of paper and review it few times a day so that your subconscious mind eventually starts to get a hang of it. This will serve a twofold purpose. Firstly, by writing down what you want, you will be able to figure out what exactly it is that you actually want, and secondly, reading what you have written frequently will constantly keep on reminding you of your true goals. For example, if you write down on a paper that you will not exceed 2000 calories a day and will do 35 minutes of cardio every day, and you place that piece of paper on your refrigerator, you will look at it every time you go to your refrigerator. Eventually, this idea will get so deeply embedded in your subconscious mind that you will involuntarily stick to your goals. This is really powerful. You can write the list of your goals on a few papers and keep one list each at multiple spots where you get to see it regularly, like your wallet, your office drawer, your desktop, etc. Number 9. Reward yourself frequently. Every time you're able to stick to your routine for a while, or every time you're able to make a small breakthrough towards your long-term goal, you must reward yourself to keep the motivation going. For example, if you strictly stick to your diet and cardio routine for a whole week, you can reward yourself every weekend by having maybe a cheat meal such as a burger or a share of pizza, or by buying yourself a shirt. Doing so is essential, for it will keep you motivated in the long run. However, make sure to not go overboard with the reward, as that can beat the whole purpose. Number 10. Set new goals continuously. We humans are destined to keep progressing in life, and the wise men say that inaction breeds fear and doubt. A monotonous routine and a purposeless life can push you towards feeling of depression and severe boredom. Therefore, once you have achieved a certain goal, set a new and a bigger goal. For example, once you're able to lose the weight you wanted to lose for many years, you can now aim towards getting muscular and gaining some lean muscle mass, thereby giving another new purpose and meaning to your daily routine. By following these 10 golden rules, one can maximize his chances of success and bring about a permanent change in his bad habits, thereby ensuring constant progression towards any specific goal. These principles are time-tested and have been known to have led many people towards success. Therefore, my advice to you is to note down these principles and to ensure strict and maximum adherence to the same, thereby keeping yourself motivated 24/7 while making sure that you are constantly moving towards your short-term and long-term goals. You are now equipped with the most essential element towards success. All the very best.